Aloha, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, psychic business mentor here, coming from the big island of Hawaii. And today I wanted to share about, the three things that spiritually and energetically happens when you pay big money or a bigger investment in yourself, and how to actually really align to your new fame and fortune goals. This topic I really want to share because it's something I think we kind of think well, if I just invest a little bit into something, what's the difference between me paying a lot more money in it or just paying monthly? How you have monthly expenses or stuff like that. But I want to describe to you the reasoning behind. There's two different reasoning actually behind doing this, and you really have to be very clear on what you want to manifest or what your intentions are, because that's going to tell the difference between whether you should do this with a payment plan or you should just pay in full. So a lot of the things that is happening in our, I think, coaching world and online here is that we are being asked to pay more and more bigger investment in things, and I truly believe that is so important to know the difference, because it's really all about the value of the transformation that you want to create. So and then what's the difference if you just pay 5K or 10K or 20K or 30K, and there is definitely a difference. It really has to do with commitment, actually. When you really look at it deeper, it has a lot to do with commitment to yourself, to your true transformation or that you want to create, right? So I guess let me just share with you the main three things as to why would you even consider to pay for something, pay in full, or really make payments. So there are just certain things in our life that definitely it's just regular, it's reoccurring, it's something that we just have to pay for, our phone bill, our electric and our water. These kind of things are just basic necessities, and it's just a part of our life. But we always try to think oh gosh, I need to spend less money. But actually, that's the one thing that actually sabotages you from up-leveling. It's because you think you have to make less expenses and then totally you would make more money, but actually that's what actually blocks you. As you grow and you up-level, you actually need to have more expenses in order to balance out the capacity of actually what you want to monetize and make more money of. So this actually was one of my big realizations, was that when you really want to up-level, you have to also up-level your expenses and up-level many aspects of your life. It's just not only about making money. It's about up-leveling the way your nutrition, your fitness, your family time, everything is all part of that works, right? It's all part of it. But actually, energetically, you need to up-level every part of your life, and that includes actually spending more, because money needs to flow in and flow out, and to get to the goals that you want to get, which would be create more fame and fortune for yourself. Definitely there's a lot that you need to invest. So the three things as to what spiritually and energetically does happen to you when you do pay for those bigger investments is number one is actually what happens energetically is your fifth and your seventh dimensional aspects interconnect to create more money actually in your third dimensional, in your third dimension, which is the physical reality. So first I gotta tell you what's the fifth dimension, seventh dimension. So the fifth dimension is actually what our Akashic records are. It's actually everything that's the information highway of everything that ever exists is in there. And it actually has all aspects of our creation. So everything we create, whether it's presently or past or future, it's all in there. So when we really want to up-level ourselves, we really need to up-level that fifth dimensional aspect of ourselves. Okay, and then also the seventh dimensional aspect, which has a lot to do with how you relate to things in life in general. So your relationships with people, all of these aspects of like how what you do affects somebody else or affects some other thing that's around you. That's your seventh dimensional aspect. So when you actually invest in yourself, you energetically, like people say like this, right? You actually energetically feel much more expansive, and you're actually operating in a very, very expansive nature. So this is why it's actually so important to invest in yourself and invest in your growth, and not just like a little bit investment. I'm talking about like big investments, like 5K or 10K, because that money that you use for that transformation actually like holds that vibrational state for you to be able to up level to where you want to be, what you want to become. So money actually naturally helps your fifth and your seventh dimension aspect to interconnect, so that more money will actually manifest in your physical reality. Like that's truth, because it's a part of the transformation process that you actually receive money. It's just an outcome. It's an outcome of all your efforts, of your manifestation, your creation. Then, so the second thing that also that energetically and spiritually happens to you is it actually, by investing in yourself, it lessens the sabotage. So what sabotage is? Ego sabotage. It's like everything that stops you from creating what you want. Really, like creating the things that you want in your life. So, like let's say the sabotaging thing is a relationship with somebody. Usually, this is when like your kids get crazy, your kids get sick, your husband is very like dependent on you, or things like this. It just seems like it's just like, oh my God, like why is this so difficult? It's because those sabotaging lessons that the sabotage will lessen as you actually invest in yourself energetically, and it has a less of an impact on your on that growth, that up leveling that you want to, and your vibration. You'll be vibrationally up leveling very fast, and the space for that transformation that you are getting to, right? It opens you more to manifestation. That's like really what's happening. It's opening doors for you to actually manifest the things that you intend. So, and also what's happening is you're rewriting your fifth dimensional aspect, which is your future self, right? Part of your future self, to actually be in that whole creation, and you jump into the reality that you want to become. Okay? So the higher the investment, actually, the more committed you will become to creating that future part of yourself. So like, let's say like right now you're only making 10K, but you invest in a coach that you pay 5K or 10K to. Investing in that, it will allow you to actually double probably your income, because there's a part of you vibrationally that is held accountable, and it actually like almost like stops the biggest sabotages from happening. This is what I found. I've been researching this, so this is what I'm telling you. And then the third thing that is happening is you actually become way more magnetic to what you intend, whatever intentions that you set for yourself. So whatever you focus on, it will actually magnetize to you very, very quickly. like literally. So like the stuff like that you think about to bring towards you, like let's say you want to manifest much more a VIP client, who would invest at a bigger scale for you. You actually just need to hold that container, that space, so that you can magnetize that person to you. And so you don't actually have to focus on the how, you just have to focus on what you are right now vibrationally. And so when you make money, and you invest in yourself, it actually holds that container for you to magnetize it by visualizing it. Jessica says, yeah, you're not only visualizing it, it's not only about visualizing, but it's actually like energetically, when you had invested in yourself, you become such a bigger, like you operate from a bigger space. And actually, this is how things manifest, is when you're in an expansive state. So you guys, you can visualize it in your mind, but you also have to be very, very clear about those intentions, because it really will manifest whatever you're thinking, whatever you are, trying to magnetize to yourself. So just going back again, the three things, okay, as to what energetically is happening. Your fifth and your seventh dimensional aspect becomes interconnected, so that like you will be able to create more money in your physical reality. That's number one, that actually really, really happens. So this is why investing in yourself at a higher value is actually so important. Number two is the sabotage that happens, the ego sabotage that happens while you are doing this. This up-leveling becomes less of an impact on you, because you're vibrationally bigger, and you vibrationally up-level into the space of that transformation that just opens you up to a bigger manifestation that you desire, right? And actually what happens is you're able to like almost like rewrite your fifth dimensional aspect, your future self, and align to that future self of what you actually are becoming. And then the third thing is, like I said, you become more magnetized, and to really what you want, whatever your intentions that you set. Like when you focus on that you want to magnetize to you, it's so much easier. Like literally, it's like the difference between like getting a client that barely pays you, to a client that will pay you in full, that will have amazing transformations, and they're just like so happy for that investment that they invested with working with you. It would just feel so different. You will just feel magnetized, right? You will just feel super expansive. Thank you for the hearts, Jessica. This is really what's happening energetically. So those are the three things. So here's the thing. How do you align to your new fame and fortune goals? Okay. So here's the secret for that. For getting to that point where you are, aligned to those three things, and you're magnetizing and you're creating your reality that you want to, you need really the clarity first. So like you really have to be super clear as to what you are intending. So it's like the difference between saying like, like I just want to move out from my house, and then you're like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to move to. Maybe I might move to the mountain or the ocean. Like that kind of generality doesn't allow you to actually create something. It actually makes you more vibrationally not in alignment to receiving anything. So then what you need to do is you need to get super clear. Okay, so like where do I want to live? Do I want to live by the ocean? Do I want to live by the mountain? Then you have to actually go there and go check it out and visualize and actually be in the space of like what that actually looks like, right? Like be in the house that you want to buy. Be in that car that you want to buy. Just experiencing it vibrationally will allow you to like accept this into your real manifestation. That's basically what's happening. So you really need that clarity first as to what is the intention. And then next thing you know is that a lot of these thoughts and beliefs is just going to like stop you from actually believing that that thing is actually possible. So then your thoughts might be like, oh my God, like I don't have any money to even buy even groceries for myself, or for that car, like, that I truly want. Like, this is not like possible. How is that possible? How can I even align to my dream house when, like, I barely make enough for my rent? So, like, to get past those different beliefs, you have to actually see very, very clearly what's the sabotage behind it. What is that belief? And what you will find is not just because it's like related to somebody like of your past, like told you, oh no, you can't have that dream house, oh you can't have that car. Like, it has a lot to do with your ability to process what that is, like why is that coming up. So actually what you need to do, you need to process it. So you actually need to write it out. Like, you need to be clear, okay, well, my sabotaging belief is like, I don't know how I'm going to create this dream house or this car for myself. Then you need to go look into that, really, like, how would you address that to the fact where you won't believe that anymore. Like, you really do believe that you can have that car, and you can have that dream house that you want. And address that. You really do need to address it by taking an actual action. So, like, so then you got to think about, what are the massive action that you can take right now that's going to change my mindset about this new goal that I have? Well, maybe for the car thing, maybe you have to, like, literally be in a car that's vibrationally what you want first. So then you're like, wow, this is what it feels like. This is who I want to become. This person that owns this car right now. So then what would you do, right? You would go and you go find that exact car, that model that you want to actually buy. So I don't know, maybe you might go to just the dealer or something to actually sit in the car, you know? And then when you experience it vibrationally, you become much more expansive, and you have more, like, the ability to think like, oh my God, like, this is possible. So that's the last key, is you need to get super clear as what is that action that you need to do, like, daily, to believe that you're going to buy that car, and to believe that you're vibrationally capable of magnetizing that to you. I just gave that example of the car, but I mean, like, just really think about, like, different things of what you want to manifest, and you actually really literally need to take the action aligned to that. Okay, aligned to whatever the sabotage that's coming up, the sabotaging belief that's coming up, and that's the secret to creating and intending what you want to create. And the reason I'm talking about this is because this came up for me too today, because I realized that, like, a lot of the things that I wanted to do in my life, which is I want to move to Maui, and I want to, like, create a storefront, and, like, these things that I want, it seems like, oh my God, that it requires, like, so much money, and it requires me to vibrationally become someone who I'm not right now. So what I realized, actually, just by journaling today about what was coming up in my mindset of aligning to moving to Maui, aligning to, selling our stuff and stuff like that in order to do that. What came up was, like, I was doing the things that I don't want to be doing every day. So, and I had to get clear about that. Oh my God, like, I'm doing stuff that I don't want to be doing. And so when I was looking at that belief, I saw that, oh my God, like, I need to get a babysitter for our son. Oh, I need to, like, actually, I need to buy this software, like Instant Teleseminar, in order for me to make money for my group program. Oh, like, I need to get a cleaner. I need to, like, hire a cleaner to, like, clean our house monthly. Oh, like, I need to buy a new iPhone because, like, I have an Android, and so I can't actually do a lot of live streams. I only can do it on my page. So, like, if you have the awareness of the bigger dream, what is the sabotaging thing? And then that sabotaging thing, that belief, is going to tell you what actions to take right now, today, daily. Okay? Did that make any sense, Jessica? Like, I'm really, like, probably blowing your mind about this. But it's really important that you do this every day. Every day, work through what is the limiting beliefs that's happening in your head, because you're going to totally sabotage this thing. Yes, thank you, Jessica. So, like, you will sabotage what you truly want if you don't know what is the actions that you need to be taking. So what happens is, like, like see, like, so for example, like we think like, oh, we're gonna watch, like watching TV or like looking on Google for like, I don't know, like discounted things. Like those actions gonna actually sabotage you from creating what you want. Because I tell this to my husband too, because he tends to do this too. I was telling him, like, if you want to do your purposeful work more, right? You want to create a better career for yourself. Then why are you spending time looking on deal news for the deal, the best deals that you can get? And why aren't you like looking at things that will help you to do your purposeful work? So, like, what do you need to study in order to actually like start doing your purposeful work, right? But actually what we do every day is we do the thing that we think like we need to be doing, or we sabotage it by taking actions that is actually totally not in alignment to what we actually want to create, right? So if you want to do purposeful work, like, why are you spending time watching so much TV and been wasting hours? Or why are you like looking at things to discount yourself more when you actually want to make more money, right? Like, if you want to make more money, that means actually you need to have bigger expenses. You need more money to create what you want, but also your expenses get higher. It's a natural thing. It's like a circulation of giving and receiving. You will get what you're doing every day. Yeah. So you broke it down perfectly. Yeah. I literally broke it down, yeah, because I'm very systematic and organic at the same time. So I was thinking about this today. I was like, oh my God, like, if you are doing the things that you don't want to be doing, and you also are not taking actions towards that goal, like, then there's no way that the goal is going to happen. Like, you cannot create it without that clarity of what you're aligning to and what you're spiritually and becoming more expansive about. So this kind of stuff I'm really excited to share, because I'm creating this new program, because everybody actually said that they would like to join, and it's my 10K manifesto mindset group program that I'm hoping to do in the next week. So if you're really interested in like all of this stuff that I'm talking about, and I'm going to actually be live streaming more and just talking more about this, totally, let me know that you're interested. And it really is actually in 14 days. I was able to create 10K in 2 days, and created some celebrity situations where I could be around some VIP people. And so I really actually want to share about like how I did all of this stuff in a very, very short period of time. And so I'm going to break it down into these like in the next 14 days. I think it's going to be June. It's already like next week, like June 9th. I think I'm planning on doing this. And it's going to be a paid program, of course, but if you're interested in this, I can give you the link, and you can just, look at it and see if that's interesting for you, and if it really feels in alignment for you. I always believe that anything that happens and shows up to you right now, you need to like take action to it, like synchronicity, right? Like everything that pops up in your life is always a synchronistic opportunity, and it's either you take it or you don't, right? And if you don't take it, like, you could end up in the wrong direction. But if you do, like, it will guide you, and you're going into the flow of your manifestation. So I'm actually going to share a lot about like all of these principles, because I think like people don't understand like how that actually works. And when you understand the spiritual law, not only just like some strategy, business strategy, because I think like we have been taught that like, oh, there's just a step like this. But everybody's manifesting blueprints, and the way that we create and we manifest is so different. And you have to know the difference of what you are as a soul, at soul level, and what you need to align to, because that every soul is different. But there is a spiritual law that you can align to help you to manifest what you desire really, really quickly. I truly believe this totally works, and I've experimented with it on myself and also on other people, and I'm excited about this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely excited to share this new knowledge that that I've been experimenting with. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox about that. Do you have any questions for me, Jessica? You know, totally you can ask me questions if you feel like there's anything that's coming up. And if you're listening to the replay, totally, you know, write in the comments, and I can also answer your questions about this topic, because I think like we really need to know that what's spiritually happening when we invest in ourselves, when we create and magnetize the things that we want in our life, and when we create from ego sabotage, right? Or when we create from a place of flow and knowing that clarity and that daily action that you need to take every day. So I know I talked a lot. At the end, I'm like, oh my God, I end up like talking like a week too long. But I'm passionate about this because this is the subjects that I think like you can't really understand unless you actually experiment it and you try it on yourself. And I'm really good at experimenting this stuff because I'm really fascinated about the human brain and about our potential and about like what we actually can create and manifest and operate from divine love. So I guess no questions. I guess you're loving it, right, Jessica? I love doing these live streams because I can have the opportunity just to share my knowledge, but also have that connection with my audience. So anyway, if you're really interested in any of this stuff that I talk about, be sure to subscribe to my live streams, because it's just literally tap on the button above the screen. It's going to say you can subscribe. And then you can really hear what I'm talking about. And I'm planning on doing these live streams daily and religiously, actually consistently. So definitely go and subscribe there. You can also join my Monetize Your Divine Gifts Facebook group if you are really interested in some of this stuff. I also give some feedback to my audience about these kind of subjects. And then also, of course, if you're interested in any of this stuff, be sure to just PM message me. Would love to connect. I love connecting to people. So if you just have something to share with me about like whatever you just experienced by just listening to this video, totally PM message me. I'm all about like connection and, you know, sharing the love. So anyway, well, you have an amazing evening. It's actually getting kind of late here for me. Probably it's late for everybody else, but I'm just finishing my day, and I hope to see you very, very soon in my new program, my group program, coming up next week.